So let's go to Rick, and I guess I'm 7. Hey, Rick, what's up, brother?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, dude. H-Tone.
Hey, all right. So
I'm just shouting out Houston here. Go Astros.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna. Who knows? But hey, man. So what's up? How can I help?
All right. 45, married, 5 kids.
Whew.
Happily married. 1 kid, special needs, and he's awesome. So work, very active with the kids, coach, doctor appointments, parent-teacher conference, definitely, all in. Cook, I feel like I'm very active. I think my wife would agree that I'm a very hands-on, always helping. Okay. My problem is, and I want to say, hold on, I want to do thank you because your show, you taught me what anxiety is and how that can lead to depression.
Yep.
And so I was always thinking, I was like, well, I'm just a down guy, but I was really experiencing a lot of anxiety. So I thank you for that.
You got it, brother. Thanks for listening.
And so I was been reading up on that. Well, anyway, so I get down in the dumps or I get anxiety because I suck at everything I do. It seems like I suck when I help out the kids. It sucks when I coach their teams. I suck at work. I suck when I make dinner. I mean, it seems like when I drive the car, my wife's always correcting me, and I'm just worn out, and I just get like I can't think. I look to the future, and I don't get excited about anything anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just, and I'm not like physically worn out. I'm like mentally worn out.
Yeah.
And I guess I get, and what really gets me, just throws me for a loop is when like, I got to go to like the latest test result on my child's, cognitive disability and stuff like that. And I just hate those.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, cause during, life, we run, we play, we goof around, we go to the store, we tell jokes, and I get real angry, I guess, when someone puts, it just kills me when someone puts a score on a piece of paper that tells me, or is supposed to tell me, like what he can't do or what his limitations are. And it takes me like about a month. And so what I started doing is and I get that something's wrong with me. And so I start writing down my concerns, and I start, charting them.
Mm-hmm.
So like diet and everything, alcohol intake. And I try to track, like, is there, what am I doing or not doing that may make me vulnerable to getting down?
Yeah.
And so changing my diet, changing workouts and all that stuff, changing what I watch, changing how much I read and stuff, changing how much sleep I get. But really what it is, I just feel like I'm never good enough in anything I do.
Yeah.
And my wife would say I do a lot.
Yeah. Who told you you're not good enough?
Well, just the feedback. I mean, as much as my wife asks me to do stuff, she's, once I do it, she's always telling me how I should have done it different.
Okay.
Once I go to work and I feel like I got to say yes to stuff, and I do, and I get overwhelmed, and it's the product I put out. I don't like it, but it's like, I have to get it done. And then my kids, they're always, I didn't do this right in the game, or I should have done this, or I didn't want to go to the doctor. You didn't tell the doctor this, or I wanted this outfit and you didn't give me and it's just like, oh God, it's just like, hey, I tell you, man, it's like, I know this is horrible. It's like, man, you know what? Maybe one day I'm just going to like, get cancer or something, and I won't have to worry about this anymore. And so that's it. And so I need tips on like how to constructively, one, I think I need to, it's my thinking or the way I look at the world, and
hold on. Number one, this is the bravest phone call I've received in months. So you can walk through today thinking that you're going to suck at everything. You didn't suck at this. Okay? And you've listened to this show enough to know I don't lie to people. This is the bravest phone call I've received in a long time. And what you need right now is not a new diet or a new program or a couple of tips. My guess is you are real lonely, and you have been for a long, long time. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I move around a lot, so I don't get a chance to have buddies.
So here's what I hear. I hear a guy who the world is lucky to have because you understand duty and you understand responsibility, and you've made it your life mission to serve those around you. And you've done all of that at the expense of you. And when you don't have deep-rooted relationships, when nobody's ever said, you know what, my life is better because of you. I'm so glad that I get to have Rick as my son. Nothing in the world makes me happier than waking up knowing that Rick is my kid. When no one says, I could have married any Yahoo. God, I'm so glad I chose Rick. When you don't have buddies saying, that's seriously what you're going to wear? You look like an idiot, but come anyway. You're paying, or you run to the bathroom and someone's paid for all the beers at the table. When you live life untethered, and this isn't a knock on you, this is the world that you were shot out of, you can chase all of the quote-unquote right things to do down, and you get to that moment when you're in your early 40s, your late 30s, and you just say, dude, I'm exhausted, I'm out. Because you're unanchored. It's like sprinting in the pool. You don't go anywhere, but you were just running. Who told you as a kid that Rick sucks? That's a message that has been in your life for a long, long time.
No, I don't know.
You know.
Well,
who told you that?
I don't know. Maybe life,
No, somebody either told you that, hey, dude, you suck, or somebody never said anything.
Maybe in swimming. I don't know. I was trying to be a good swimmer.
Your folks were great?
They did the best they could. Yeah.
Nah, they don't need you to protect them.
Well,
they were awesome.
I'm not. I don't want to. Everyone blames their parents.
No, I'm not.
Childhood.
Hey, we're not blaming anything. All I'm doing is just trying to. I want you to see that your moment in time right now is something that you can absolutely heal from, and two, I don't want you to think it is just I need to quit eating apples and start eating oranges. That this is a thread that's run through the tapestry of your life. And so let's do this. Don't have to talk about your folks. That's cool. But you and I both know that this thread's been there for a minute. And you started the call by saying how great your marriage is. It's not. And I've had seasons where I've been in a bed with somebody who I know loves me, but I felt completely and totally on my own. That's loneliness, man. And you can roll your eyes and be like, bro, dude, it's not loneliness. I just need the right. It's not. I'm telling you. What's going on in your marriage, man?
I desperately love and need my wife, but I guess, you know, she's also works, got kids, and is married, and probably stresses about, you know, special needs and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, and so, you know, I don't really feel, you know, I can't burden her with, you know, stuff that she can't do anything about.
Brother.
So, I mean, I don't want to bring her down or something like, you know, or just, I want to bring her up.
Listen, man, you're not going to bring her up by making sure the trash is out. You're going to bring her up by saying, here is all of me. And when you protect her from herself and you hide parts of yourself, the parts that are dying on the vine, the parts that are in a black hole, she feels that she's not getting the full you. And you know what she does? She defaults to the things that she knows, which is nitpicking and complaining and nagging and reaching out. That is her broken attempt to reach across that gap that she feels between the two of you. And she doesn't have the words to say, I'm not okay either. And so it comes out in pokes and prods and thises and what about that's? And are you serious? And you double down with the thing that you know, which you've been told since you were 0, which is you're not a human being, you're a human doing. Go do better. And at this point, your body's saying, dude, I'm out. I can't keep doing this. And what I believe with all of my heart is that y'all running a life with no margin, none. And I'm not talking about financial margin, even though that may be the case. Y'all may be stressed financially. It may be time margin. 5 kids is a lot in a house, especially with 2 working adults. That's just a lot. It's a chaotic season. And then somebody throws a grenade in the middle of your living room, which is a special needs kid, which takes extra responsibilities, which everyone's got some stupid opinion on. Everyone's going to tell you what happened, why, and what you need to be doing. You should be doing that. You should be doing that. And then there's no margin. There's nowhere left to go. There's no relational cushion to fall onto. And so you both try to solve this problem in the ways that you've tried to solve every problem throughout your whole life. And what I'm trying to ask you to do is this. That's not working. So try something new. And you are not a burden, Rick. Your hurt is not a burden. Your exhaustion is not a burden. It's a gift. And that's what she signed up for. And that's what you signed up for. And by the way, she's burdened too. And I'm with you, man. If there was a season, if I got one more test or one more call on one of my kids, I was going to lose my mind. And I don't talk about that stuff publicly. And finally, my wife and I said, we know this kid better than anybody. And we still have support resources and all that. But I tell you what, it's when we flipped our head, just like you're talking about, that things did get better. And I don't know what the disability is with your kid. That's a whole other phone call. But the key there was my wife and I were together on that. And what I can't recommend strongly enough, dude. You sound like what do you do for a living?
Engineering.
Okay. This is going to sound so cheesy and so ridiculous, and I'm a lifelong Texan too, man. So I'm just speaking to the choir here. You're a guy who solves problems. You're a guy who looks for what is broken, and you fix it, and then you move on. And what I'm telling you is this is not a matter of something being broken. This is something different. This is something that needs healing from the inside out. And unfortunately, that healing doesn't start with lifting heavier weights. This healing starts with you grabbing both of your wife's hands and taking her out somewhere and saying, I'm exhausted, and I haven't been honest with you for a season, and I don't know what to do.
Well, what if she doesn't know what to do?
Then you
so
don't.
We got 2 people that don't know what to do.
That's a guy who's trying to solve a thing, to fix it like this is an engine, and it's not. Then what you do is you both smile and go, we've got a new adventure ahead of us. And what I will tell you is if you will submit to that, that's the word vulnerability, brother. That's rolling over and saying, I could get hurt in this. But me not being honest about how much I'm hurting, how much I'm drowning, trying to keep everybody around me happy. Do you even like being an engineer? Have you ever asked yourself that question?
No.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. I'm too beaten. I mean, I can't even think about that stuff anymore. You know, life happens.
It does. It does. But you know who else happens? Rick. How come you've given up on Rick?
I don't think about that. I don't want my kids in 20 years calling into a radio show like yours, complaining that their parents didn't do this or their dad didn't do that. I mean,
they won't. You know what they're going to call in? They're going to call in and say, I never knew my dad. And I always knew that Dad wasn't happy. And I've spent my life trying to figure out what it was about me that he wasn't happy.
Okay.
The greatest gift you can give your kids is to be true to yourself. And not in some, I'm going to quit my job and join the theater and run away into a circus. That's what I'm talking about. The greatest gift you can give your kids, let's look at a quarterback, dude. The greatest gift a quarterback can do is sit out 2 games and heal his knee. If he keeps running around on the field and saying, dude, I'm a quarterback, I got to be here, he plays not great. And then that knee gets worse, the team doesn't do as well. And it's better for everybody to stop for a second and get well. And you've got to take your engineering brain off. And if you can't, that's totally fine. You got to sit down with somebody who doesn't have an engineering lens, who's got a healing lens. And I can hear it on you, man. You know this is the right thing, but you also have 45 years of, this is the way we solve stuff. You grit your teeth and you suck it up and you go get it done.
Yes.
And I'm with you on that. And if you look at our country, this is year number 5 in a row where we are dying younger in the United States of America from diseases of despair. Addiction, suicide, and organ disease failures, like lung disease and liver failure. We are playing a long-tail suicide. And this grit your teeth and smash it and pull yourself up and solve it is getting us nowhere. Got us a lot of really shiny toys. It's also got a generation of men just like me and just like you. And brother, I'm speaking to the choir here. I had a 4-hour meeting with a doctor this past Saturday, and it was hard because he looked at my genetics and he looked at my blood. It's the most invasive blood test I've ever been a part of. I'm going to do a special on that in the new year on it. And he said, if you continue to live like this, it's going to be a short ride. And he was looking at my genetics. I couldn't deny him. But he could look at my blood and say, you're not okay. And I'm a guy who tells people what to do for a living. So I'm speaking to the choir here. Okay?
All right.
I need you to hear me when I say this. You, Rick, are worth having your home be a safe place. You, Rick, are worth a good night's sleep. You, Rick, are worth getting home and your wife gives you that side eye, dude, and you know it is going to be on. You are worth getting home and going, I don't even know what to say to that kid. And your wife going, I don't either. And you're worth a 9-year-old rolling their eyes at you and it doesn't ruin your soul because you don't suck at everything. I refuse to believe that. I think you're exhausted, man. And I think you're absolutely, just totally alone. And I want you to solve a relationship, and that's going to start with you and your wife. And I'm going to be real honest with you, brother. I think you need to call a counselor and say, I don't even know why I'm here. I'm an engineer. I just know that the way I'm trying to solve this puzzle hasn't been working. And that, my friend, is the greatest gift you can give your incredible 5 kids. And when it comes to your special needs kid, you're exactly right. Don't let anybody tell your kid he's less than. He's broken. He's dumb. Laugh, take him with you, enjoy your life, raise that kid and let him know he is loved, loved, loved. And accept the services that are necessary, but don't let him dictate your life. Rick, this is the bravest call I've had, and I'm grateful for you. I dare you to take your wife out, hold her hands, look across the table and say, I'm exhausted and I'm sorry, and I don't know what to do next. I dare you to go call a counselor in Houston and say, I need some help. I dare you to take my friend Ken Coleman's, in fact, we'll send it to you for free, his career assessment. What do you actually want to do, man? And by the way, my mom started going to college. She was in her 40s and became a professor in the back half of her life. Dude, you're halfway done, man. You got halfway to go. Our community, our kids, everybody needs you, man. And you're worth it. Step into it.